Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Legends, and today we have a sneaky little update to the game. I wasn't expecting it. I really did believe the Red Line Ridge DLC was the final update for November, but they squeezed this one in. It isn't the biggest patch I've ever seen, but it does have some really good stuff in it. So let's just jump into it and check it out. We now have preset profiles for the bike, just like we do with the rider. 16 different setups you can save, just like with the rider. This was a great quality of life feature to add. We have a virtual truckload of O'Neill gear that is getting added into the base game, but if you own Yamaha and Honda Bike Pack DLCs, you get one exclusive set for each DLC you own. So this is great. This is pretty cool. And last up, we have some bike parts that are getting added into the game. We have some bar pads, some seat covers, and this exclusive graphics kit for the Husky if you own the 2025 Husky Bike Pack DLC. First up, let's go over the bike setup saves. It's the exact same system it is for the rider. You have 16 different profiles you can do. So you deck the bike out the way you want, come in here, create a profile, save it, and then you can always come back to it when you want. A great quality of life feature. Moving on to the parts, we have the bar pad cover here that is just added into the base game for all bikes, and we have 2 new seat covers, again, just added into the base game, so free. And then if you own the Husky Bike Pack DLC, you get this graphics kit. Now on to the gear. I was going to show you the gear with the profile setups because we have 16 of them, but to be honest with you, there is just too much gear here. I said virtual truckload. There is so much gear here. It is a great problem to have, but just too much. So we're going to show you this way. There is color customizable gear. There is gear just pre-made and preset that way. And it isn't, head to toe as it was with Fox or Thor. Well, Thor, I don't know if it was head to toe with Thor either, but it's more similar to Thor. You get the jersey, the pants, and the gloves, which is cool because O'Neill was one of the first brands that MX vs. ATV added into the game, and they were the first, I believe, to have and allow the color customizable version. So it is cool to see. Plus, it is most of it is in the base game, but it is nice to have that exclusive set for Honda and Yamaha if you own the Bike Pack DLC. Now the news in the game doesn't share it, but this was in the patch, and if you want to mess around with the Pro Experimental bike, you can move it and see where it was before. So the white dot should be the default place, and then the gray dot should be where you are. So you can see how much you've moved or how different it is, or whatever. If you don't really know what you're doing and just kind of want to mess around, I believe this was a good addition to the game. Now for the pit bike here, there were some physics changes because it did have a problem. It wasn't something I was really aware of, but it has been fixed. And they said the best way or the easiest way to do it was to just increase the bike mass. So the weight of the bike, I think, is a bit heavier, but they did increase the power to counter it. So the bike felt virtually the same. I didn't really notice too much difference, but if you play with the pit bike a bunch, maybe you'll notice it. And it was a change in this newest update. Now to wrap up the video, we have 2 things we want to go over. I want to talk about the final major DLC that will be coming out to the track pass. They didn't really tell us too much, but they did give us a little bit of information that we can share with you. And we will go over that at the very end. But first, I want to ask you guys, how do you feel about the patch? Did you think we were going to get another patch in November? This is the second time, I think, I've been surprised by an update from Rainbow Studios, and it's a good one. No, it isn't a monster huge update to the game, but it did bring some very good stuff. We got some more gear, some bike parts, and quality of life things with the experimental 450, the tuning, and the pit bike being fixed, I guess, because it did have a problem, and the profile saves for the bike, same with the rider. So it was a good patch. It was a sneaky little packed update. Not huge, just a good one. How do you guys feel about it? Did you think we were going to get this update, or was it a surprise to you? Now, I want to talk a little bit about the rest of the year. So we're pretty much at the very end of November here, and then December. And we know we're getting a rider compound. Rainbow Studios has mentioned it on social media. Rainbow Studios has talked about it already before today. It isn't a set date, but they're aiming for the middle of December. So I would assume, if you look at the calendar, I would assume probably around the 16th, right? The 16th, I think, is a Tuesday, third week of December. I'm assuming that's probably when it will come out. They've mentioned it's going to be a compound, but they haven't said too much aside from that. They maybe even kind of, posted the question of what you guys want to see, but they did say, and they said we can mention it to you, the community, that the compound is going to be an officially licensed compound. So what does that mean? That could mean a bunch of different things. Some people want, the throwback Stewart compound. I've seen people say Star Racing. There's a lot of different things they could do. I'm not really surprised it's going to be official, because usually it is. I mean, we got the Sleigh Ground DLC, which was official. One of the best DLCs I've ever seen in any MX vs. ATV game. The Dog Pound, the Lawrence Brothers compound, which was good. In my opinion, it wasn't as good as the Sleigh Ground, but it was still very, very good, very, very fun. And the tracks are super fun to play. But usually the compound is official, right? So I'm not really surprised it's going to be an official compound, officially licensed compound. But what do you think it's going to be? I also have seen some people say Pastrana Land, and whoa, that would be pretty crazy too. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The Star Racing compound would be cool. But honestly, I don't know. It would depend. I know what Pastrana Land is, but it would really depend, I guess. That sounds cool and fun to me, so I guess I kind of lean towards that as well, but I don't know what else we could get. I don't know. Does Tomac have a compound? I don't know. I know, I think Barsha does, Bam Land or whatever. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things they could do, but I don't know. I don't know. They haven't really dropped too many hints. So why I'm asking you guys is because I told you everything I know and what they said I could say. But that's also everything I know. I don't have any more inside information that I can't talk about. I would tell you if I couldn't, or if I had stuff that I couldn't talk about. But I don't know anything more than that. But what do you guys think it's going to be? What do you want it to be? I would be very curious to see in the comments down below. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.